Guys, today we shall be working on direct online starter of a three-phase induction motor. I'm called Engineer Nyanga Fabrice. I'll be your instructor for today. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, click on the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell icon in order not to miss any program or any educational activity which we shall go into in the future to deliver to you people. So the application which we shall going to use today, the Android application, is Simurelay. So we shall use Simurelay. So we shall directly open our Simurelay. When we open our Simurelay, you will see how it display. Up, you can see play, value, view, hold, delete, front, back, rotate, save as, light. So those are the various options that we have. Under here you will have component. So these are component below. You can see component, various component that we have. Various component and their symbols, various symbols of the various component. Various symbols of the various component. So in order for us to control a three-phase induction motor, we need a power circuit and a command or a control circuit. So first we shall begin with the power circuit. In order to begin with the power circuit, we need a three-phase supply. So let us take a three-phase supply. You can see L1, L2, L3 and a N. The N indicate the neutral. The L1 indicate the supply, the line 1, line 2, line 3. And they will have a three-phase supply without a neutral, which is L1, L2, L3. They will have a three-phase supply with a neutral. So we shall take it, which is this. So we have a three-phase supply with a neutral. We rotate it by clicking on the rotate. When we click on the rotate, we have something like this. Next, we need a protective device. We need a protective device. So we shall use a circuit breaker. We search for a circuit breaker. Search for a circuit breaker. We search for a circuit breaker. This is not a circuit breaker, so we delete this. We search for a circuit breaker. Okay, so this is a three-phase circuit breaker. You can have a single line breaker, double pole, and three-phase. So we have a three-phase circuit breaker. So we need to protect our circuit from excess current. So for you to connect, you click one end of the polarity of the connector, like L1. You click on L1, then you click on L5, or on 5 on the Q1, then you click on L3. Sorry, problem with connection. Good. Same with the other. Connect it. Good. Same with the other. Connect it. Good. Next, we need a contactor so that we will be able to control the motor using the contactor. So we'll search for a three-phase contactor. So this is our contactor. It's on the contactor, it is always written km. Km can make a km1, km2, km3, km4. So we have our contactor. So we connect our contactor. We connect our contactor, do the same connection, touch one end of the connector, then the other end. Click on the other one end of the connector of the contact, then you click on the other end, just like that. You connect it. Next, we need a thermal overload in order to protect the motor from overload. So we search for thermal overload. Thermal overload. So this is thermal overload. It's always indicated when you click on the circuit, on the symbol, you will see F1. You see F1 means that it's a protective device. So the protective device here we have Q1, F1. So the thermal overload, you still do the same connection. Click and connect. 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 Good. Now we need our motor, a 3-phase motor. We need a 3-phase motor. You can see motor with that 3-phase motor star data. So that way is for star data. So here is a thermal overload for 3-phase. So we take a 3-phase motor. So this is a 3-phase motor. We click on it. Click on it. Then we adjust it in order for it to look like this. Connect. Let's connect it. Good. So we need earth. We need to connect it to an earth. Sorry. Or a chassis. So we need to connect it to a PT. You can see, if you don't know the name of the component, you can just be clicking on it. You click and hold. You will see the name. Like here, this is a power. This is a battery. There is a protection earth. PT. So the protection earth. So we click on protection earth, which is PT. So we connect it here. Protection earth. You can rotate it. I rotate it. Then I put it the way I want. Then I zoom out. Good. So here we have the power circuit. So this is the power circuit that we have it already. That is the power circuit. Now we need a control circuit in order to control the motor. So we need a control circuit. In order for us to control the motor, we need to protect the current that will enter into the motor. But now we have already a circuit breaker, so we can just take from one terminal of the circuit breaker, that the output of the circuit breaker, we can have maybe on line 1 or line 3 or line 2. We can take one terminal, When you take a live and a neutral, L1 and neutral, it gives you 220. So the contactor, so the coil which we're going to use at the end, which is the coil going to be a coil of 220 220 volt. So we search for the protection, the control of the motor. When the motor is overloaded, let that contact, the contact should open. Then when the motor is not loaded, it should be closed so that the motor can continue in its motion. Okay, so we search for the close contact, the contact of the motor of the thermal overloads. We search for it. The contact. So this is it. You can say contact NC and NO. NC is normally open, normally closed. NO is normally open. So we select it. We put it here. So we connect. From here, we zoom out. We connect to here. Connecting this to this. Good. Now we need a normally closed push button. So we search for a normally closed push button. So this is a push button here. Push button normally closed. So we click on it. We connect it here. At this point, we need a normally open push button. So you can see a normally open push button. So we select. We put it here. And also need an open contact. Contact normally open. So we select. Put it in parallel with the normally open push button. There is a whole long contact. It is a whole long contact. In order to hold the motor that is continue moving when the coil is being energized. If this contact is not there, when we press on S2, the motor will keep on moving. We stop moving. When we press S2, the motor will be moving. When we release S2, the motor will stop moving. So that is why we are putting this contact here in parallel with the S2. Then we connect. Good. Now what next? We need a coil. We need a coil. We search for a coil. KM coil. So we select KM coil. Put it here. Good. Connect it. From here, we can connect it in such a way that when the motor is on, that is when the motor is rotating, let it be indicated by a bulb. So we search for a bulb. So this alarm here, signal lamp. So we search for a signal lamp. We put it in. Can put it in series with this coil. God, it is a coil here. We put it in series with the coil, with the KM coil. Good. Now, also, when the motor is overloaded, let it be indicated by another signal lamp when the motor is overloaded. So we select another signal lamp. When it is overloaded, we click on it. We click on the other contact of K1, this here to here. Sorry, from here to here, from here to here. We adjust the connection. Okay. From here we connect it here. Okay. Now, so it means from this point that we are almost done. So we need to connect it to a neutral. Connect this end to a neutral. So we click on neutral. Then we click on here. Click here and we click on the neutral. Sorry. Click on neutral. We adjust it. So it is adjusted. From here, we then arrange the various components. In order for us to arrange the various components, we need to change certain component in order for it to match. We know that F1 is a thermal relay, and this contact K1, it is on F1, so we need to make that F1 K1 should look like F1. For us to do it, we highlight K1, then we click on value, above value, then we go to we click on tag Then we change it to F1 to F. Then when we do that, you see automatically it show the contact of the relay, and that is it. Now this K1 here is supposed to be on KM1. Those are contact on KM1 on the contactor, on this contactor. So we need to change this K1 to KM1. So we click on value, click on tag, we change to KM1, then it appear exactly. Now we can change the color of the signal lamp by clicking on it. When you highlight it, we click on value, we click on color. When the motor is in motion, let the color should be green. Then we are done. When it is overload, that is H2, we highlight it. The color should be red. Good. Now we can play it. Let's run the simulation. So we have our circuit completed. Now I've run the simulation by playing. So I on the circuit breaker by clicking on cure 1. You see we have current. Current is already at the end waiting. Now the motor cannot turn now at this moment because it's having control, which is KM1. KM1 now which is the contactor, is helping to control the motor. So for us, for the motor to start, we have to click on S2 because S1 is normally close, push button. S1 is normally open, push button. So we click on normally open, push button, which is S2, to on the motor. So we on the motor by clicking on normally open, push button, which is S2. You see the motor is in motion. You can see motor is in motion, and you can see H1 is indicated by this LED, by this signal lamp H1, that we change the color from that red to green. So you can see indicating that the motor is in motion, is rotating. Now we off. If you click on S2, the motor nothing will happen because the coil is energized. We need to de-energize the coil, which is KM1, where we have this is the coil here. We need to de-energize it by clicking on S1. Now on, you can see the motor is rotating. When the motor is overloaded, that is overload. When the motor is carrying what load that is more than the motor, mean that it is overload. So for us to view it here, we click on F1. When we click on F1, you see the motor is in overload. You can see the LED, this contact, the contact of the motor, which was showing 95, 96, automatically open, and the contact of the motor, which was showing 97, 98, which was open, automatically close, and the signal LED in the light, we can see it. Then when the motor return back to its normal state, it then off, and we can then on it off. Then we can stop our simulation on stop. Now let's make that when the motor is on, when the motor is on, That is, when the motor is off, it should be indicated by a LED. When the motor is off, it should be indicated by a signal lamp. So we put a signal lamp here. Connect it from here. Connect from here to here. Then to here. Good. And that is all. Can click on play. When we click on play, we on our circuit breaker. You see the motor automatically is on. Let's go and automatically the motor is on. The motor is on. Sorry, there's a mess up. For it to be like this, we need to connect a normally close contact, so that when the coil is energized, normally contact which is on the KM1 to this signal lamp, so that when the coil is energized, it closes all the normally open contact and open all the normally closed contact on it. So we search for a normally closed contact, which is this. We connect it to this. We connect it together. Then we change the name to KM1. Dark. Good. So we are done. Then we play it. We on the circuit breaker, you can see it. When we energize a coil by clicking on S2, which is on the motor, you can see H3 that was on automatically goes off, because when KM1, the coil of the contactor, is energized, all the close contact of the contactor, both the power, the other contact could be closed. All the open contact will be closed, and all the closed contact will be open. From there we can see when we can off, open, off, automatic. It's automatic. It will be automatically indicated that the motor, because H3 is indicating that the motor is off. H1 is indicating that the motor is on. H2 is indicating that the motor is overload. So let us overload the motor. When we overload the motor, you see H2 is on, indicating that the motor is overloaded. Okay, in our next video, we shall be talking about the contact on the contactor, on the overload, which is the relay, overload which is the relay, on the push button, and so on. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon in order not to miss our future video. Thank you.